afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. Me, your host, Imperial Dane. Master Propaganda here, off-site defender of the fatherland. Off here to a 1 vs 1 on Kholodny, fighting between the Western Guard. Here's Caesar, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the Royal Heavy, the 5th SS Panzerdivision Viking, with Lightning War, Mobile Defense, and Firestorm. Versus in these, we got Fire and Terror, fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Stalin, taking on the role here of the 25th Tank Corps with counterattack, Reserve Army, and Soviet or shock motor heavy tactics there. We got machine gun infantry there for Caesar, anti-tank and anti-tank grenade, and infantry for Fire and Terror with a double conscript start there. Noting no special RAF command, so he's going to be going there for the infantry build, which of course might indicate he could be indicating, well, be heading full reserve army, which certainly work well with it though. Counter-attack with the from Mother Russia also works pretty well though. Those conscripts. MG42 Grenadier build here for Caesar, going in a bit aggressively. The MG42 might be moving up to secure the compartment here. Grenadier using south, it's also his wiring off cover here and there with his Pioneer. And we got here Fire and Terror, they're preparing for the bigger push up north. It's going to have to really rush for that house there. But again, it means... he's setting it up there. Oh dear, and there you go though. Still count the counter. Could actually try... routing maybe got in there. In this case, that did not work out for Fire and Terror. So, worked out a bit there for Caesar. But I would say it was a bit risky there. Going to do something southwards, splitting up his forces. Party using northwards. More going to do on the way for Caesar. And for Fire and Terror, we got additional conscripts there. Additional men. Equipped. Fighting the fascists with a mercenary gun bolt action rifle. Putting there secured, conscript running down there. This time going to try and stick up and hopefully get behind. There we go. And lastly pushing back Caesar then. Punishing him honestly for not utilising that house faster there. So he's forced away there. At the same time he could have supposed try and change direction, catch Fire and Terror off guard. Instead used the machine gun to cover an assault on the cut-off for him there, which is certainly throw Fire and Terror off, at least potentially. We got more conscript away there for Fire and Terror, so 4 conscript build. No Molotovs the right away though, and we can see he's pushing for the cuff on there, but Caesar here has already seen through Fire and Terror's schemes and is blocking off there with a Grenadier squad behind that truck. So this is a really nice truck. It's an old truck, Jürgen. We have much better trucks in Germany. Ones that don't smell like potatoes. But I like the smell of potatoes. Yes, you always were a bit weird, Jürgen, you know. You're living too close to Poland. 3rd Grenadier squad there for Caesar. Conscript holding up behind Sandmax, and hang on, Cat wants to get out, so Cat break. The Cat as always has impeccable timing. Just not for me. So Fire and Terror there with the heavy infantry build versus Caesar with a sort of heavy infantry build as well. Sandmax there, barbed wire there. MG42 holding off the Russian crew there. But at the same time, machine gun is just making it harder for Fire and Terror to move about by sort of blocking off sort of the main transport communication hub there. But he's so far not using the pull. Oh, there we go. Molotov going to flank the MG42 from the side there. Grenadiers moving up there. So in this regard, Fire and Terror pulling a fast one there on Caesar and the German army, the 5th SS Viking. So named because initially it was supposed to be sort of where the Scandinavian volunteers went to, and even had the Finnish ones. Later though, they were primarily moved away from it and switched over to the 11th SS Panzergrenadier Nordland. Though there would still be some Norwegians and Danes remaining in the division. The Finns basically pulled back all of their men though towards Finland. Comes that push back, but then before almost wiped out. Molotov in this case didn't do too much. The thing to remember though about Molotov, just like any other grenade, they work in sort of AoE business. And the thing about units inside houses are they are then dependent on the men in the house actually being in the direction of popping it. So for example, if the machine gun crew's over here, you then throw the Molotov there. The Molotov's actually going to do very little damage because they're not there. This time around that works much better because the machine gun is now where, you know, the fire is. And there you go, in fact he almost wipes out the entire machine gun crew. We got Pioneers popping into the house here. Engineers are going to territory on the south. We got Grenadier tank flank in. Might see here Fire and Terror being pushed up. Mortar following up there for Caesar. Almost got the MG42 there. Very close quarters close to the lock engagement there. Had he lost that MG42, that could have been stolen there by Fire and Terror, and that could have been quite a problem for Caesar. Back here, Fire and Terror reinforcing, healing. He's also gone for almost every single upgrade for his conscripts. He's lacking the anti-tank grenades. As for Caesar, we are not seeing. Oh, we are seeing Technofact right now. Conscript towards the cuff one, they're being hastily pursued, and Fire and Terror decides otherwise. And as all this happening, you can see the cop on them being assaulted. I mean, Fire and Terror still got more territory than Caesar. The Caesar's working on fixing that, but We'll have to see what happens from here on, but still that is having some impact there. But I mean, he's not actually been able to gain a lot of territory in that regard. So he's slightly sort of weird movements there have sort of limited a bit there. But on the other hand, he has been able to successfully defend what he has, compared to Fanter wasn't quite as fully able to do that. Constantly northwards, grabbing territory here. Engineers retreating. Do we have any mines here from Fanter? Nope. Looks like he's saving up the munitions there for Molotovs and whatnot. Pioneers there. Wiring off further. No additional pioneers away, so the Light Mechanized Company will be a bit delayed there for Caesar and the 5th SS. Grabbing points here. Fine Terrors will be the one being the full control of the map. He'll have more of the map compared to Caesar. And a supporting company up there for Fine Terrors, and a natural addition there to what he's got. Molotovs there to sort of blast away for some Caesar's mortars, will also just provide covering fire against the machine gun, lay down smoke screens. Make it harder for Caesar to dig in. Overall, very good choice there. Molotov off, we can see the Pioneers retreating. Molotov firing down from the Granatenwerfer. I said Werfs the Granaten. And there you go, setting up there, blocking off the cutoff point. Very good work there by Caesar. Pressure in the south, that we got Grenadiers counter-attacking. We got 1D42s on the way there for Caesar. So he's going for a pretty heavy tier 1 build. I mean, 3 Grenadiers, 2 MD42s and mortar is quite extensive, to be honest. Of course, the pushing the cutoff point, delaying Fine Terror's tech there for some minutes there, is not going to be, you know, unhelpful in that direction, though. So it's going to be harder there for Fine Terror to be able to punish this, because they're not pushing straight ahead. And in fact, it's going for a Maxim first, which is a bit curious. I would have gone for a mortar here with a machine gun, in particular, second machine gun on the way. He doesn't know that, but once he sees it, he'll probably want to, you know, want one anyways. He's going to need to Molotov here, and even then, he's going to have to retreat right away. Molotov flopped out. In fact, I think the munitions got wasted. Rather unfortunate there for Cease of Fine Terror there, but overall bit of a risky assault there. Got harassment in the south from the Grenadiers taking the fuel point there. Caesar keeping up the pressure there versus him quite nicely. We've got a mortar up there next for Fine Terror. Maxim pulling in. And we can see the Caesar pulling up here towards the church. It's occupied again with the machine gun supported by a mortar. With the machine gun covering here around here as well. Further forming up the defensive line. And there you go. Barely managed to prevent the fuel point there from being rendered neutral. The Maxim there probably was what tipped the scales in favour there of Fire and Terror over here. Troops reinforcing healing there for him. And mortar fire there on the conscripts here. Mortar setting up in return. I mean, with Molotovs about, smoke screens are actually an excellent choice, because we can just throw the screen down, move up, Molotov the place. If they're still there, and then you know, sort of clear them out pretty rapidly. We've got a fuel cache in the carve point. Caesar, of course, quite aware of what Fine Terror wants to do constantly. Plus, of course, it just provides some more support down the road. So, in that regard, a fuel cache there's an excellent move by Caesar. Going to do something southwards. Maxim there is the MD42 mortar fire there, raining across here this narrow dirt road. And we got Fine Terror there, and it is with Serve Army. Again, it synergizes quite well all these conscripts, submachine guns for them, repair kits, and of course, rapid conscription can just supply them with even more conscripts down the road. And in case it gets called out for vehicles, it's got access to the parts and tank hunters as well. So I mean, overall there, it's a very solid choice there for any conscript heavy build. It also works with penal super heavy builds, and then as long as you use rapid conscription. Molotov off there against the Pioneers, lighting them on fire alongside their Flammenwerfer. And there you go, catching this one off guard. Sadly, it's another conscript there with submachines on the bits in the south. We could see the Grenadiers getting wiped up. The PPS 841s, those fearsome submachines. He missed an opportunity to maybe get a wipe. The splits up. This conscript's a bit too fast there. Missing out there. Slightly unfortunate call there by Fire and Terror. Had he gone the wipe, that could certainly put the season in a bit of a pinch. So that is unfortunate. But now most of the front there's open as Caesar's machine guns have been forced to fall back, leaving only a few Grenadiers there to hold off an advancing Soviet target. Though of course the fuel cache here will be more than helpful for Caesar. So he's going to have to move the fuel point, which gives Caesar more time to counter. In fact, he's going straight for tier 3 Reich. Good lord, a bold another sort of Wehrmacht strategy there. Not quite in the same way of CCRs, but it's better supported, and overall timing wise I think it's also working out better. So that's good. Of course, he doesn't have stormtroopers, but he's got then instead mobile defense, which allows to call him the Puma in case this strategy runs into some hiccups. And meanwhile, Fire and Terror taking up there for tank potential command. He's going to need some assault guns there to have a chance versus the Panzer IV that could likely be hitting on Ostwind. Stug is also a possibility there for Caesar, but I don't think at least it's going to be his first choice here. I mean, he's been reasonably ahead there timing-wise, so a Stug, while not bad, wouldn't exactly be the best choice either. There you go, almost got the fuel point. I'm not entirely sure about using the sandbags. Honestly, I'd just lay down my own sandbags to better sort of provide cover for the conscripts. I mean, in this case, the sandbags, the way the Caesars lay them up, actually makes it harder for them to use any cover. There you go. Managed to grab the fuel point, denying it for Caesar for some moments there. Almost got the fuel point, in which case he connected up. Mortify going across here. Machine gun forces shift away. And we got the nightmare for them launching death on Fireter's positions. And he's going straight ahead for the mechanized armor company. Fireter is going to try and push for medium armor as well. He's going to try and rush Caesar. It's an aggressive counter move there, though. He's going to need a fuel cache to really make it work, because otherwise Caesar's just going to pull ahead, even if the recently cheaper T-34s. Got the MB4 to trying to line up the Maxim here. Not the best there for Caesar. And there you go. He immediately pulls them back very wisely. In the south, going to disadvantage the light machine gun in hand. And we got the support up here for Caesar. Who will be able to get out of tank first? Well, they both roughly need about 50 fuel. So Fireter might slightly be able to pull a hit there of Caesar next to get out of T-34 faster. Though, of course, the question here for Fireter is, will he pull for it as fast as possible, since he does not know that Caesar is, practicing a Tier 3 rush. Of course, he might be suspecting it. I mean, he's seen nothing from the light mechanized company seeing a fuel cache. So, I mean, based on that available information, we can sort of know that it's available to find Terra, assuming, Tier 3 rush is not a bad idea. Submachine gun swinging southwards there again. Avoiding they're going to disallowing the true cheat there. That could have been handled slightly better there with Fireter. Probably wouldn't have gotten any wipes there, but he could probably gotten a few models off the unit. And another Maxim having lost the first one here in the house. That's definitely going to put the T-34-6 rush out of possibilities, I think, there maybe. Maybe not. Hitting the victory point up north. Flammevs there from the side of the church. Not exactly the best place to operate a flamethrower from, though, within a wooden structure. Got the MD-42 setting up. There we go. Another Maxim out here for Fireter, the primary machine gun of the Soviet Army. While they did get another one down the road, the something model 1943. The thing is, still in terms of industrial output and the likes of the Maxim, still the primary one. The Hatson still had so many of them, and just getting everything outfitted with a newer machine gun is going to be a lot bloody harder. So those are some of the elements there. And overall, the rations pretty much prioritised for the industry on just producing tanks. In fact, anything else but tanks being produced tended to suffer some issues than actually sort of industrial efficiency. North, their victory point secured. MD-42 moving ahead. In the south, we got the conditioning in. Then we got the T-34-6 there on the way for Fireter, with Caesar going for a Panther 4. So both players rushing out there, and that's despite Caesar actually being able to consistently harass Fireter, still able to get out a tank at roughly the same pace. That certainly highlights a bit there. Just the Wehrmacht probably is the one that sort of has the most difficulty of actually exercising any sort of medium armor rush, maybe except for the Oberkommando West. So T-34-6, they're halfway done for Fireter and the 20th Tank Corps. That's going to put Caesar in a bit of a sticky position, of course. At least he has a Panther 4 out soon enough. The problem, of course, being here that, there'll soon be other T-34s following up there, whereas more Panther 4s is going to be notably harder to follow up on. In fact, for the price of 2 Panther 4s, Fireter, at least fuel-wise, can get about 3 T-34s. So there you go, T-34-6 they're arriving for Fire and Terror, and the Panther 4 they're arriving for Caesar and the 5th SS. Maxim setting up here. Conscript sneaking about. Loading only one Grenadier squad so far has been... Oh, there we go, second squad being upgraded with the lightest machine and gewehr. And there you go, cut caught here by the Panther 4. Some minesweepers up there. He wants to be sure that Caesar hasn't mined up any tellers there to deal with his T-34. Very good. Striking southwards here. Panther 4 supported by ample infantry. Tactically a very solid formation there. Gives the most explosive power there, and also makes it hard for the Panther 4 to get isolated and destroyed and caught off guard. So again, tactically sound formation there by Caesar in the north though. Fireter's T-34 moving ahead here, similarly supported by infantry and machine guns. Also very good, and the cash is going to go down finally for a mixture of the T-34 and mortar fire here, so that's putting a bit more pressure there on Caesar and the 5th SS. Pioneers advancing there, back at base, troops setting out their conscripts. T-34 is going to try and flank here. In this case, gets spotted by the Pioneers, which rather ruins the surprise. Still get to penetrate in the Panther 4. Shot bounces from the Panther 4 off the frontal armor of the T-34-6. Going to do something straight here for the CoH, pointing it back here. Could maybe need to counteract with the conscripts available in the base. Conscript charging forwards there, like a crimson tide. Mostly in khaki though. Sort of dirt brown. Forcing back the Panther 4 down to tank grenades, so he's attempting to. We got the mortar there spotted, we got the info to further providing cover here, so that's not going to work out too well there for Fire and Terror. Still he's meant to cut off the fuel, but Caesar is more or less doing the same thing at the same time. We got into tank Partisan Hunters here, being right behind the T-34-6. By getting suppressed by all the machine gun bunks. We got the T-34 trying to maybe catch up and then destroy the Panther 4, a bit more risky. Penetrating hit there, could get the Panther 4. That'd be certainly a big loss here for Caesar, a very big loss. Give Fire and Terror the armor advantage, but there you go, shot bounced. Shot bounced for the Panther 4 for the T-34-6 as well. They're getting behind here and gets the Panther 4. A mighty blow there to Caesar. And the 5th SS, leaving him without any panzers and his opponent with a panzer. Of course, he's managed to secure all of this in the south. In this case, Caesar maintaining very cold-blooded presence in the south, ignoring the losses elsewhere just to be able to at least gain the resource there. So, tactically, unfortunately there, but strategically, I think he kept, good, clear mind, focused on what he could at least do in the meanwhile and secure that, so he's not going to be falling too far behind, but he's going to have to go for Stuka. He's also floating a ton of manpower. More infantry would be an idea. Panzer Grenadier could be, in this case, might be, Pack 40s. Double Pack 40s I think is a bit excessive. I think one here and then Panzer Grenadiers, going for more Grenadiers. And then trying to rush out as Duke would serve Caesar much better, but that is his decision. Maxim pushing with the fuel point there, grabbing the point here. But still, Fire and Terror was able to turn the tables there on Caesar nicely, but again, Caesar just didn't quite for him get outmaneuvered either. He is still yet to go for Doctrine there versus Fire and Terror. Striking himself first quickly while he was able to grab it. He can't actually defend it very easily. Particularly not with the T-34 roaming around the battlefield. So there you go. First of 2 Pack 40s out here for Caesar and the 5th SS, the Panzerabwehr 41, primary anti-tank of the German army throughout most of the war. Though it was still not able to get to all divisions, so I had to make do with older anti-tank guns like the Pack 38, or even older ones, or converted ones from Russian field guns. Many SIS-3s were in fact re-chambered, rebored, or whatever, to be able to use 75mm rounds. And so many divisions would generally receive those if they couldn't get Pack 40s, if they didn't get Pack 38s. Got a Shug on the way here for Caesar. Coming up, and there you go. We got rapid conscription there for Fire and Terror, quick replenishing any losses suffered. There you go, push back. He's going to get the T-34 down there soon to support here as the Grenadiers as the conscripts are being focused down the launching. In this case, we're able to separate the Grenadiers. Very good there. Punishing Caesar there for tactical mishap. And up closer, the conscripts should have good, decent chance. With the PPS 841, so the German mortars make it difficult for them. But there you go. One conscript able to deal with 2 Grenadiers once they were separated. Together, they could have beaten the conscripts, but on their own, they were divided and conquered nicely here by Fire and Terror. T-34 pushing ahead into the centre, but of course needs to be killed by T-34s. In fact, he reveals it accidentally, both of them. Rather unfortunate for Fire and Terror. I mean, fortunate for him, unfortunate for Caesar. One option here then to lay down the smoke screen on the Pack's position, then rushing it with the T-34 and destroying them, particularly since they are separate. But we can see that Caesar was quick to bring up a Stu 3G for further anti-tank security. I think a very reasonable decision. Fire and Terror is not going for another T-34, like planning an SU-5 or a Katyusha here, maybe? Hard to say what he's planning. He could also, suppose, be setting up for a howitzer, so that way try and blast Caesar's defences into oblivion. Telemine's down there as well. And there he goes, in fact, going for a howitzer to try and bombard Caesar into compliance with Soviet rule. T-34 push back. In the centre, flying terror slowly advancing. Pack still not ordered to fire unit vehicles. Curious decision making there by Caesar is just forgotten. Halves are halfway done. T-34's going to repairs. Of course, he's got plenty of conscripts thanks to his doctrine that can do so. So far, though, he actually didn't use it very efficiently. In fact, he just ended up spending munitions without getting any conscripts out of it. So, as not very efficient. They should have been much more aggressive here versus Caesar, allowed him to suffer some losses there while pushing ahead. So, that was just a big waste. Not very good. In fact, it's not 90 munitions, 120 munitions. That's been a very expensive thing there for fire and terror without really achieving anything. I mean, not even a single conscript squad, which at least made it somewhat worth it. So that was definitely weak there. There you go, 152mm howitzer up here from fire and terror. Firing at the centre here, collapsing the house. In this case, the Caesar didn't use the house, so he got lucky. I was a single hit, of course, would have taken that machine gun in it. Nice flank here, pushing back Caesar's support weapons around the centre. T-34 rolling southwards, a few grenadiers here. A lot of grenadiers, in fact. It's pretty much all of Caesar's infantry is operating in the south. Well, the Stug is up north here, with no machine guns to help deal with the infantry. Grenadiers their south flank to the T-34-26. Howdy just keeps firing without really hitting anything. Stug on the run here, conscripts advancing, sweeping through Caesar's northern front, leaving it tattered. And, no, not very existent. Fine terror, still not going for more armor. I definitely feel that it's increasingly becoming a bit of a problem there for him. I mean, he's got, oh, there we go, HUD-5 to counter the Stug. I think if you just go for another T-34, pair of T-34 would only do the job well if supported by smoke or just flank, and of course they can also deal with the infantry much better, but he wants to sort of play it a bit more safe, and so goes for the HUD-5 tank destroyer. I'm guessing it's the Stug and the Pack 40s that's forcing some more considerable range here. Ooh! Stug gets a good hit, but the machine gun gets wiped. Bit of a loss there for Caesar and the 5th SS. Need to retreat here though. And gets the conscripts wiped. Bit of a loss there. We got rapid conscription again. HUD-5 arrives. Would be a good spot here for artillery. Instead he's flying towards the north here to catch the stuff here. And there he goes, shoots, misses. So the artillery was not known for its accuracy. It was more about volume. It was very much about volume. They just sort of form up large artillery parks, just fill them up with heavy kinds of artillery and just fire them sort of large volumes, sort of more strategically prepared artillery. And they weren't very good sort of on the tactical level, to be honest. But sort of in prepared barrages, the Soviet artillery was quite devastating. It was called the God of War, I believe. Still a bit of bad luck here on this for fire and terror though. Should at least gotten a few hits there maybe. T-34 approaching Veteran 2 very slowly. Back here, reinforcement healing. Grabbing the northern victory point for the German army. Deutschland. And Caesar finally goes for a doctrine. It is lightning war. He will likely try and aim there for the Tiger tank. Panzerkampfwagen 6. Careful those telemines, fine terror. Vorsicht. Fun fact about the telemine is that it could actually be used in several ways, like I believe a magnetic mine actually, but it could also just be used like, you know, almost like a demolition charge. We just pulled a cord and it went off, and of course just like a regular mine. The Germans had a few tactics with it, which generally involved, you know, either sort of placing several on a board and then sort of pulling the board out in front of the advancing tank, or just a single one on the board. So it was sort of a very, shall we say, utilitarian mine that the German army had when it came to dealing with armour. CoH2 with the rest of the issue 5, though that's not a winning engagement there. Pack 40 moving ahead, but exposing itself to most of Fire and Terror's infantry. Less good there for Caesar. A lot less good. And there you go, hard to find him annihilate something here. The machine gun gets obliterated by the 152mm select shell there. Infantry pushing northwards there. And at least this time around got a single conscript squad out of his rapid conscription. And he's about to get another MD-42 away from Caesar. Definitely bad news here for the German army. Both machine guns are now under Soviet control. Caesar needs to do something a bit more impressive to turn the tide, because Fire and Terror is definitely both burning him and terrorizing him. Oberfeldwebel with Fritz and Stug awaiting repairs before pushing ahead for the German army. Well, actually not Feldwebel, but unter Oberscharführer. I can't quite remember the SS ranks, they had their own ranking system. Another MD-42 and another mortar here for Caesar, so he's trying to just bring up more light artillery here versus Fire and Terror's heavy artillery here. Interesting decision there by Caesar. We'll have to see if he can work it out. But they can use the smoke screen. They could probably pull off something there with a sort of impressively violent assault through the centre, maybe against Fire and Terror. But Fire and Terror's right now getting control of most of the map here against Caesar. And it's certainly going to be difficult for Caesar to get back, though. In particular when he went for the Panzer IV, which definitely means he's not been able to get a Tiger. So he's going to lack, you know, a sort of serious breakthrough weapon here against Fire and Terror. Though Fire and Terror is still not committing to a lot of medium arm there. He almost lost the T-34 here. And he did lose it to the Pack 40, and what's probably was a telemine there. Very good work by Caesar. And the Nemo Panzer with troop support pulling northwards there, catching machine guns there. Fire and Terror, those quick to replace the lost T-34. Pack 40 bouncing through the centre, where the howitzers hoping to silence anything that might move through on a permanent basis. Panzer they're connecting with the Stug before setting up here. North Panzer IV continues to advance here against Fire and Terror's position. He's slowly falling back here. And we got another barge of rapid conscription here for Fire and Terror. One thing to note though, Fire and Terror hasn't actually been doing any mining. We've been laying down sandbags here to try and hold some of the territory he takes, which actually makes it easier for Caesar to push back, and that could be sort of on a tactical level be considered a bit of a mistake here by Fire and Terror. Though of course it depends. Is Caesar actually able to exploit this sufficiently well? I mean, if he can, it's going to obviously be a problem with Fire and Terror, but if Caesar just sort of mucks about, it's not going to be an actual practical issue. And there you go, quick flank there from conscript picking up from beyond the shadows, striking at it and not doing too much there. Before being pushed back, the machine gun almost wiped out. Fire and Terror just keeps up that fire and pressure. Artillery striking here as well into Caesar's rear lines here, threatening to wipe units on retreat. Lost the conscript, but he's just getting so many more. He's trying to steal the Pack 40 in front of all of this, so it's not going to work out too well. Damage engine on the Panzer IV. Almost got the Pack 40 there. H5 moving ahead. T-34 around there for Fire and Terror. And the Pack 40 got wiped here. Almost took a direct hit here from the 152mm howitzer. In the south there, Caesar is quickly striking with his grenadiers, trying to take advantage of Fire and Terror's folks in the centre to at least, make progress somewhere. So strategically I think he's being in the right position. And he got the H5 that caught it off guard there with the double Pack 40. I think he was using a focus sight, which basically made it a lot harder for it to avoid the Pack 40s. So further bit of fortuitous luck there by Caesar. But he's still in a pretty prickly situation. Though we'll have to see how Fire and Terror responds to these losses and these manoeuvres from the German army. So far though, he's yet to use his doctrine. No G43s, no tactical movement, and no relief infantry here to sort of be seen from Caesar. Comparatively, Fire and Terror has used, I think, actually everything of his doctrine. The only sort of issue I would say is just he's been a bit too lazy with his arm, might in fact be getting a bit overconfident versus Caesar. And certainly again the lack of mind which allows them to just unravel the territory very rapidly like this. In this case we've got him forcing. Oh no! He accidentally faced off in the wrong direction. One of the things I certainly personally dislike when it happens. But there you go, setting up their light cover. That probably means they're not defended by riflemen. In fact, they bunched up quite well. Still looks like the MB42 does survive here the encounter with the Grenadiers. Ah, no, no! Damn close here. And he gets the wipe. Oh dear. Bad luck there for Fine Tone as his consul pushing up for the centre, right into the German-speaking Hornet's nest there, taking heavy fire from the mortars. Now Dollar mortars certainly increase the chance of seizing into what. But there you go, Pack 40 machine gun, they're almost being taken out here. Same time by the howitzer, which gains veterans one. And there we go, the machine gun gets utterly annihilated, blown to bits. And the Pack 40 is about to go down. The Pioneer's going to try and rush it, maybe salvage it, but can they do so? Yes, looks like it. Oh, damn close. Their corpses scattered all over the place alongside bits of MG42. Another 85 there for fire and terror. Mines being laid down here by his men. So he's finally getting around to laying down some mines. In this case, got an MB42 covering the engineers. Quickly hold up the MB42 crew getting flanked by cons. Got up north there. Machine gun recruit again. Got the Panther going down there. Caesar is still in a pretty precarious situation now versus fire and terror. Adding machine gun to the Panther 4. He's going to have to go for another one. I mean, a Tiger tank right now would be incredibly ambitious. There you go, mines down to slow down any assault there for fire and terror. Got another engagement up north of this. We're going to be, I think, rather in the hands of the Germans there with their double up machine guns. The advancing counter, they're stretching straight into them. Petrov, this plan is terrible! You said they couldn't aim! So there with 14 kills. It's slowly getting to a pretty good investment there for Fine Toes, but getting to use it better there. Versus Seasons, of course, a bit of luck there with the rolls of the dice, if you will. Up north, Gunners this time not having an easy time with him before true, this time prepared and reminded, of course, of the price of failure by all the corpses around them. Oh, never mind. Eventually, two Gunners with a bit of extra range still managed to get it out of the way. Howitzer there, blasting away, trying to silence the mortars. With the mixed luck, Panther hitting a mine though, MB42 needs to get away. Got the T-foot footing southwards. Tank Hunter signing up, got the Stoop setting out as well. Could take it out. Oh, they're not been allowed to fire at all. So, oh, there you go. Got the Pack 40 as well here. Still not allowed to shoot though. Panther 4 to support the Stoop here. Pack 4 standing back as well there. Almost got the Stoop, but he could lose the T-34. He likely will lose it. There you go. Goes down, but not before the Stoop gets blown to bits. Sees they're slowly ambling towards it. And now Fanta's losing a lot of ground here. He's also setting up machine gun bunker to help control the northern victory point. Make it hard to harass here for Fire and Terror. Very good decision there. And he's still got 5 contracts. What they will probably need some on a northern assault here. Mortar veteran defeat, those should be pulled back for hitting the enforcement. In this case, it's going to take one hit from one of Caesar's many mortars to just annihilate it. Big push there. Issue 5 just hanging back. Howitzer ready to unleash hell again. And there you go, machine gun bunker ready, stalling up Fire and Terror's assault there, which without any support there is doomed to fail. He's just left a machine gun to defend the southern point. They got an MB42 covering that, but nothing to really push ahead with. I mean, see, the Fire and Terror's just launching a large-scale assault there, but no smoke streams or anything, to make things perhaps a bit easier and minimise incoming damage. Still, pulled through there. Howitzer firing at, I think, the victory point itself. And he's just wasted a barrage there, to be honest. In fact, he pretty quickly cancels it. Panzer almost good to go. Tiger tank almost ready there for Caesar. We got the H-85 rolling north. This is going to need more T-34s here though. There you go, Mortar getting flanked, and that's going to punish their fine terror for not retreating it sooner. In fact, there's a small chance of a wipe here. In the centre, they continues onwards there against the Panther 4, but the resistance is stiffening there as the Panther 4 is now fully operational here, and with Grenadiers in the port as well here. Again, we're back to this tactically flexible formation, which can sort of really deal with infantry quite nicely. There you go, constantly with Panther Shreks. Push through in the south here against the MD-42 there, grab the centre, but the north it's not quite going to successfully, but the H-5 should help there if it can bloody well hit. Of course, without the H-5 in the centre though, he is a bit more vulnerable there. And the conscripts are getting annihilated again. The Panther 4 going to do a combo, just eviscerating fine terrors, 2 conscript squads here, leaving nothing but, you know, corpses. And rapid conscription basically came up too late. The machine gun bunker is dodging a lot of the hits there from the H-5, Pack 40 moving in. Conscripts covering the flank, they can actually possibly take it out of there maybe? Well, and there you go, more conscripts out here thanks to rapid conscription. Lost the machine gun crew somewhere, and there you go, Panther 4 striking there. Halfway to actually 2 Grenadiers pushing through the centre now, going to go for the cutoff point most likely. Bunker down, allowing the conscripts to rush the Pack 40 there. Almost got a wipe, then he to retreat. Oh dear, things are falling apart here for Fine Terror. Again, the lack of mines, he's not really doing him a lot of good here versus Caesar, who is quick to take advantage of it once it really gets going. And in fact, is much more adept at laying down mines. And Caesar there's moments away from the Tiger tank to finally receive support here from the 103rd SS Schwere Panzerabteilung, which is sort of really one of the few sort of independent attachments that sort of SS really got. They didn't get the independent assault gun battalions, tank destroyer units, anything like that. They just got Tiger tanks, and I think that's basically it. But there you go, Tiger tank, they're ready for Caesar. And that's going to be further from there for Fine Terror. And there you go, S-mines, they wasn't paying attention, charging straight ahead. The losses are pretty much gruesomely inflicted there by the S-mines, jumping up and just blowing away kneecaps and other things you rather need to get about. Ugh! They took my crutch! Ah, oh, it hurts! Oh! There you go, Tiger moving ahead with its 88mm gun, pin machine gun being added. Panther 4 getting flanked by the T-34. Panther 4 on the other hand is very close to actually to both slow bound shots off, and you can see the Tiger immediately heading south to support the Panther 4. Exposing the arm of the T-34, though makes them think easier by quite a bit there for the Panther 4. And he's trying to drum circles here, but he doesn't know there's a Tiger. But I mean, you got the Pack 40 moving in here. Caesar's just aiming all he can to destroy the T-34, and there you go, almost got it. Shot bounced. Tiger's moving it still though. Another hit. And there you go. Abandoned. Panther 4 getting metry 2 up north. 35 with support pushing back infantry there in the centre. He's once more charging ahead there, heedless of the cost in lives. Another howitzer barrage there. Another H-5 this time around for Fine Terror. Tiger there striking at the retreating infantry. A vicious flank here from Caesar. H-5 moving in. Spotted the howitzer. Killed Dimitri. That's it from the Tiger tank on the H-5. Grenadiers make support here, cover out the flank, prevent any infantry just rushing it. Another hit there on the H-5, which needs to get up distance. Counter goes wiped. Things are really falling apart here for the 25th Tank Corps. Rifle grenade off as well. We could see another machine gun wipe here, and looks like that'll be the case here. There we go, annihilated. Second H-5 rise, but the first one is just not in a fighting condition at the moment. Conscript moving ahead, they're gonna do again. Doing there you go, quick hoorah, charging out the tanks, ignoring the casualties, the damage inflicted by all the machine guns here. Getting a damage engine on the Tiger tank. Did he have to destroy the T-34 on the south? No, he just left it there. Not catching a threat there. Morgan is going to cover the Tiger tank here. Fight from Northport. We got a Pack 40 support, but that is quickly left on its own as the Grenadiers get rashed here with the conscripts. Second one moving in there. Machine gun conscript defending the northern victory point, which is the only victory point it's got left here. Tiger tank trying to support the Pack 40, doesn't quite succeed. Creeping up the Pack 40 from the north there, and gets the H-85. And ultimately results in a stinging blow to Fine Terror, who, while on several points actually was doing pretty well ultimately, though wasn't quite, I think, making fully efficient use of his resources at times here versus Caesar. For example, no mines at several times there, which makes it much easier for Caesar to get back into the fight there. And no sandbags to make it easier for Fine Terror, for example, to hold territory as well. So while, again, Fine Terror had a pretty good early to medium game late, and he just fell apart because he was holding a lot of territory, but strategically, he wasn't doing a very good job of it. Like, it actually takes some thought there to actually defend a lot of territory. Like, you got a mine, barbed wire, sandbags. You got to prepare that. You got to sort of imagine, how does your opponent try to attack them? What can you do to slow it down and give yourself more time to react? Now, usually one thing I'll try to do is actually establish a tactical reserve that can then sort of rush to deal with the different sort of attacks that sort of one at a time, gaining local superiority, and then the other sort of basic attack gets slowed down, for example, if that's what they're trying to do. So I think their Fine Terror should have been considered a bit more his strategy there for the longer term. And I feel like the Howitzer might not have worked fully there. It's the best choice, to be honest. You've probably gone for more T-34s or something else. Caesar there, doing also reasonably well early to mid-game, but certainly running some issues there. See, in some cases are extended. Got punished here by Fine Terror. His Tier 3 rush again. Certainly cheeky, but in this case got completely locked down by Fine Terror, just rushing for T-34 despite all the harassment. He could have laid down more mines at times. I do feel like there's a lack of Panzer grenadiers or anything else. This would really push ahead. The double Pack 40s also felt like a bit of a questionable choice, and both sides also probably could have used smoke from the mortars, you know, support their own attack. But in many cases they pulled off some good flanks. It was good that they were focusing and sort of maintaining control of what mattered. You know, ensuring you never got completely wrecked here by Fine Terror, a little bit slowly but surely, and then punish Fine Terror for his mistakes, because again he never laid down any serious defenses, making it much easier for Caesar to counter-attack and flank and maneuver, and overall avoiding getting caught up in a meat grinder versus his opponent. He could have made better use of his dogs. I mean, he pretty much only went for the Tiger tank there, so there's definitely some room for improvement on that level. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay on it, provide some feedback in the comment section. And of course, a big thanks to all my Patreon supporters, without which this episode would not have been possible. So thank you all, and see you all tomorrow for another stunning episode. Bye.